some early bench minutes, at least for Huggins.
Well, he's got players that are on their third college game. And as you pointed out, he's got 5 starters that have over 30 minutes. So at some point, he's got to throw them in. He intimated that to us, and he has already.
Savrasov trying to sneak up on Alako. They'll get into their motion offense, and as Coach Henderson said to us, it's not like the Pete Carrill days as much. You're not going to see as much of the back cuts and everything that you saw almost beat Georgetown and beat UCLA. They're a lot more physical than those teams. That one swatted out.
As I mentioned at the outset as well, physical. I mean, they will play physical. They don't have a problem being physical. They're not huge, but that is something that has been a recruiting emphasis for Mitch Henderson in bringing in, and that's why he thinks his club is able to ultimately play so well against others down the road.
With him, he will take every opportunity to back his way in and set up his shot until he's comfortable, and he showed that right there.
Yeah, if he could push you around, he will.
Savrasov moves his way into Chabi for a dunk, and the Dukes are on the board.
It's helped Andres Savrasov a great deal as well with his confidence.
15 and 11 for the double-double. Strong drive from Pierce, and he's got his first. Grant driving baseline, pull up. That was smooth. J-Day with his first 2 of the. Beret closes out on Martini in the corner. That's exactly what we were talking about a moment ago. But that's what Caden Pierce can do.
Yeah, absolutely. He's very quick with his feet and his hands, and he has got a high IQ, obviously. And right there, Savrasov didn't give them the defense they wanted. They don't want 14 to be able to physically control down low. And Savrasov could have been a little bit tighter there.
That was a real nice look from Day-Day Grant to Beret, and there you go.
The look. Right, great.
Rozier's done a good job on Lee so far, running with him every step of the way. Pull back from Peters, decided not to shoot, trying to get away from Grant.
Oh, look at this ball movement. He's
good drive from Lee, and he'll get the foul. Well, the movement set that up.
Yep.
This is exactly
and get a better feel for him. We see them more than we see Princeton.
Yeah, that ball goes off the hands of Kareem Rozier. Of course, Coach Moody is at Richmond is a Princeton product as well.
Hey, by the way, Tim, we're talking about Lee who's taking the ball out there right now, number 1. And, you know, this is a guy that played in the U19, under-19 World Cup out of Canada, right? And Coach speaks about that as being very reflective of his skill sets and why they feel so highly about him. He's only a sophomore.
Again, got to say it, Ellison. Nice closeout from Dixon as they tried to get the 3 from Martini in the corner.
That's something that we knew when we had to watch.
Quick pull from Peters is no good. Rozier surveys, gets it on the wing to Grant. Long jab step, dumps it down to Dixon, runs into the double team, and Martini takes it away. And Alako dragging the right foot and getting his 4th field goal. He's a perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Yeah. I'm looking to see what he does when he does his noted running downhill, catching the ball, and going with his left. That's the type of thing that will stand out to us.
He just gets his own rebound, poked away from behind, and it's going to stay with Duquesne. Well, what you're talking about, Ian, it was evident against Rutgers, a couple times against Hofstra, too. He loves to curl from, if you're looking at the offensive side of things, from the right to the left, catch it, and just dart down immediately, not even stop and think. He loves to run the curl, and as soon as he's got the lane, he takes it and goes hard to the hoop. He's not one that looks to break you down on the dribble, fronting face to face. He'll back you in. He's good at backing down as a guard, but that's his favorite play to run, according to Keith Dambrot, is he will curl along the 3-point arc, catch it, and go bang right to the floor with the left and drive hard to the 10.
You know, this is the second, I believe, consecutive game we've had head coaches talk about one of their star players like they're related.
Yeah, you know, I made the comment during the Stony Brook game that I've never heard anybody talk about a player like Keith Dambrot talks about Kareem Rozier until
I know what you're going to say.
Gino Ford talked to us about Tyler Stevenson more.
Yeah, right. and then we were hearing the very, very same thing from Henderson about what he thinks of Matt Alako.
Air ball from Savrasov.
He's going on.
See what I'm talking about, how he shifts gears in mid-stride? There's a glide on that second step of his.
This is why you got to get him out of his comfort zone, so to speak, because he'll do that every possession.
I feel like the defense of Princeton is frustrating the Dukes here.
Yeah.
Like a couple of hoisted threes real early
in the clock.
Day closing out. Oh, almost got the steal there. As a return pass from Scott. I guess went off of Grant last, so it'll be an inbounds right in front of us when we come back as Princeton back in front by 5. Duquesne had an answer, a pushback from the Tigers. 31-26 as we go to break on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Here's what you're talking about, Ellis, about Matt Alacco for Princeton.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll just take it and
back into the game, Jacob Huggins for Princeton. Bray getting some burn here in this sequence, Ellis, for Duquesne. Clark lost it on the way up. I think he was trying to lob it to him, in fact. He'll do it on the bounce pass instead. There's a foul. You want your tape to be perfect defensively because that's how you're going to get seen. Your reputation is going to be about defense, so show it on every rep.
And he says that's his biggest inspiration, is to be the best defender and to be better every time. Oh.
Goaltend? Yeah, it's going to be a goaltend, so credit to Day Grant now in double digits.
3 players, Lee, Alacco, and Peters in double digits, 16, 14, and 11, respectively.
Scott back in for the Tigers now. He had 8 minutes of action in the first half. Alacco eyeing up Drame at the free throw line. Boy, even the ones he misses look good.
It was a great look. Great look.
Grant from way out, off the back rim and over the backboard.
You know, Tim, we've talked about this before. Was it Loudry for Cleveland State?
Yes.
It just doesn't. Maybe it was a long sleeve.
Louder, yeah.
Doesn't look like didn't look the part. Lee doesn't look the part, but my goodness, is he silk. He's going to try to get those kids in, and he has to.
DeMichael getting an extended look. Like he's getting some of the minutes that went to Natchez in the first half. Hook shot from Savrasov, trying to tip it to himself, but Alacco's there to take care of business for the Tigers.
Savrasov 3 of 8.
And Pierce taking his time and finds Alacco in the cut, who kisses Tigers. Big screen from Savrasov, and they're going to call that off of his own bench. Oh, almost dropped. Grant thought he had that one. It brought rain.
It did. It was one of his rainbows.
Now the Dukes have to play defense.
I'd run the system here.
See how long Princeton extends this look.
Just don't run it into 0.
Clark takes a swat at Pierce. Fans thought he traveled.
No.
Line drive jumper, no good. Possession kept alive for Princeton. And they stepped out of bounds. That's 7 points in 22 minutes. Clark running the show up top. Tries to break down Lee. Gets into the paint and pushes it up and draws the foul. Oh, he lost that halfway up and played volleyball with it, and it counts, +1.
And he finished with
this on the way up. You see it?
Oh, yeah, right there, yeah.
And they get over the top. In the hands of Alako. Now from Lee to Martini. Rozier on Lee's hip. Split from Alako. Challenged by Dixon, and Alako gets the back. Pierce tries to make a move on Savrasov. Goes in with the right shoulder. Stripped away by Dixon. Dodged the floor. It's loose. It's all tied up, and now it goes over to Grant. We got a shot clock violation.
But type of real tough matchup you wanted, you expected, and I think it'll pay off for both teams.
Clark, head and shoulder fake. Ooh, almost lost control in the step back. Dribbles behind his back. Now it's taken away by Lee.
Empty possession.
Yeah, Clark got a little too loose with the dribble, but they might get it back. Rozier fights for the ball. Possession arrow is in favor of Princeton if they tie it up, and they do. Drame tries to kiss it, misses it, and it's rebounded to Lee, and that will do it.
No, wait a minute.
There's nothing on the clock right now. They're going to look at it to see how much time is left. Princeton's celebrating.
The official.
Mitch Henderson's bringing his team over. Fitting. As he played some of that second half with 4 fouls and walks away with 20 points. Alako with 23 points, and the Duke